My name is Björk, and your television is just about to explode!
Hey everybody! As you've probably guessed by my desk, Death Grips is probably my favorite band of all time. That's for a multitude of reasons. I think that Ryde's vocals are really special in that husky pain delivery. I think that the way that they tackle subjects like suicide and depression is really unique. And their production strikes a really good balance between feeling hard and almost angry, yet still taking some from the more subdued works of artists like Aphex Twin and especially Björk. But by far, the thing that keeps me coming back the most is the drumming, all orchestrated by Zach Hill. But unlike Ryde and Andy, Zach actually has a pretty long history before Death Grips. He has some solo stuff, collab here and there, but by far his most well-known project that isn't Death Grips is Hella. Hella is a two-piece group composed of Zach, again, better known for Death Grips, and Spencer Seam, better known for nothing. Hella is a math rock band. Admittedly, I don't know too much about math rock, but what it boils down to is instead of going on a standard 4/4 or 3/4 time signature, as in 4 or 3 beats in a measure and every beat is a quarter note, they go on weirder, harder to play ones like 5/4, 7/8, or even 3/13. If you want to learn more about math rock, I recommend this video by Alfo Media, link below and in the card. The point is, Zach is on drums and Spencer's on guitar. And what started out as a cute little adventure for a video that was supposed to come out just 2 weeks after the Immortal video spiraled into an odyssey across 4 albums and 1 EP. But before I really dive into this, I got a mini rant. So most albums are 40 minutes to an hour in length, right? You got In Rainbows, Vespertine, Mad Villainy. All of these albums come from completely different artists, but all of them still fall into that 40 minutes to an hour range, right? For the most part, Hella follows this too, right? But this fucking album is an hour and 45 minutes. That's longer than most Godspeed albums. That's longer than Ponyo! So I hope you guys understand why this video was such a headache to even do the research for. This isn't gonna be like the Weezer video. I'm not gonna go through their albums one by one and rank them, mostly because math rock is a pretty hard genre to get into, and I don't feel like enough of an authority to judge it. Instead, I'm looking at Hella through the lens that most people discovering them now will have. How does this compare to Zach's work on Death Grips? So, starting off with their first album, Hold Your Horse Is. I know I literally just said I wasn't gonna judge the quality of these records, but this is their best album and it's not even close. And that's weird because this album is also the least like Death Grips. There's little to no actual production or synth work, which was one of the only consistent things about DG's sound. Instead, literally the entire thing is just Spencer on the electric guitar and Zach hammering away at the drums. No mixes, no backing synths, not even any vocals, just 34 minutes of pure instrumentals. If I had to describe this album in one word, it'd be rhythmic. Most of the songs are composed of 2 to 4 different sections that each take turns being played and are altered slightly. I know that sounds repetitive, but it almost leads to the album putting you in this zen-like state. My favorite track, 1-800-GHOST Dance, captures this really well. It starts off with this really weird, repeating riff. That goes into what almost sounds like a fit of confusion. Before restabilizing into this really calming, meditative dance. Overall, this was a really good album. If I was bald, I'd give it a strong 8 to a light 9. Too bad it's all downhill from here. That's a bit of an exaggeration. I just still like a lot of their later stuff, but it feels like they want to go into electronic music without going all the way. They do go all the way on Bitches Ain't Shit But Good People, but beyond that, it all just feels like this ugly transitional period. It really just makes you wonder, why the hell am I not listening to Death Grips? There is one thing I will say about this though. If you like DJ's instrumentals but aren't super on board with the more experimental vocals, then these albums are probably for you. We have Zach on vocals somehow, and overall he brings a far more subdued, tired tone that feels a bit more accessible. But regardless, the audience I'd recommend Hella to the most is still Death Grips fans. It was really interesting to go back and see where Zach, the main creative voice behind Death Grips, really got his start. It's like listening to Kurt Cobain's solo stuff. It sucks ass, but it's part of history, I guess. With that said, thanks for watching, have a good one, I'll see you next week. Oh, and also I'm not talking about The Advantage because that sounds fucking boring.